things I read that you were quoted as saying is Austin is one of the largest cities in the nation without geographic representation, and that every level of government, from school boards, legislature, U.S. Congress, has geographic representation. And you have some information there on different cities within.
Correct. And you know, it is amazing, and this is just so unique and contrary to the democratic traditions of Texas electoral process and in this country, that in the system in Austin that we use today, that we are still electing the city council as we're doing, because really and truly people are not totally represented. Our communities are not represented, and the neighborhoods are not. But you know, the other cities, I mean, Austin is one of the six, I think it's like the 16th largest city in our country. And so we're not a small we're not a small city. We've got a little over 800,000 citizens in our population. And when we look at other states and other cities that have single member districts, you look at the cities of San Antonio. They've got a population of 1.3. They've got 10 districts. The city of Dallas, it's got 14 districts with a population of just a little over 1 million. Fort Worth has 9 districts, and they're at about close to our same size with 741,000 population. El Paso has 6 with a population of 649,000. Folks, it has 8 districts. So you can see that other cities in our state have a very similar size, but they've got the single member districts. Populations like in California, in San Jose, California, you know, they've got 10 districts for a population that is 945,000 people. San Francisco has 805,000 people with 9 districts, and the list goes on. So you can see that we're not asking for anything that is new and different. We're just asking for us to really take a look at how can we better represent our neighborhoods, and how can we better represent the citizens that live in those individual neighborhoods.
Peck, there's, you spoke a little bit about the commission, and then can you touch upon the 20,000, the petition and the 20,000 signatures that are needed, and how those are to become begotten?
Yeah. One thing, we're both very pleased to be here tonight on your show talking to the community. One of the things about how we're going to do the petition is that when I mentioned before that this proposition had failed, it had failed because we had tried to do this through city council initiatives, through top-heavy, through the other commissions, always from a non-grassroots basis. These plans had come top-down. For the first time, and I've been involved in every one of these programs in the past, we're doing this what I think is the right way, which is from a grassroots perspective. The plan has been built on a grassroots basis. This commission concept has been written by a grassroots organization. And under city charter, we have to have 20,000 signatures of registered voters here in the city to put this on the ballot. And what we're doing with our petition drive is going out in the community at events, if we have to, door to door, to get Austinites who are registered to vote in the city to sign this petition with 10-1 and with the Citizens Independent Drafting Commission as part of the package, and get them to sign and say they want this on the ballot. And that's what we're going to do. And so that this whole thing is going to come from the community, drafted by the community, and supported by the community, and put on the ballot by the community. Which frankly has not ever happened before. And I think that's an important aspect of this one, and why it has the best chance of winning, and why we're very proud that you allowed us to come talk to folks through this community TV access, because this is the kind of way we're approaching this time.
I have a sample here of the petition. I don't know if she can get a zoom in this. And as I understand from Linda Curtis, who's been spearheading this also, been at the helm of this, this movement, she said this can be obtained through the website now?
Yes, you can get a copy of the petition off the website with all the material you need. You do have to download it. This is not one of those things in this day of high tech that can be signed online. All this stuff needs to be done in person, and all of it needs to be signed by hand and filled out by hand, because that's state law. But all the material you need, all the instructions you need, all the copies of the petition, All the material that has to back it up is available on our website, and you can download that information and then distribute that, and you can sign the petition yourself with a real signature, and you can have your friends sign it, and then where you turn it in and so forth. All that information is on our website and available.
Yeah.
And it's easy, so it's easy to join the grassroots effort.
Yeah, and all this will be going to the city clerk, so for verification that this
yes.
is the
Well,
individual.
In fairness, one of the reasons Linda is very much in charge is she has a record on these things. They will be the signatures will be verified by us first, then by law the city clerk has to verify under charter. But we're not going to send her petitions that we're not certain we have the necessary signatures pre-verified, so that she certainly certifies them to the city council that the signatures are there. But when we turn it in, we'll know we have sufficient
What's the
signatures.
time frame on this, Lisa May?
Well, we certainly want to try to get as many, well, the 20,000 signatures that we need between now and April at the very, very latest. Now, depending on when the charter amendments actually go before the voters, regardless, we're going to be ready. Whether those charter amendments go to the voters in a May election or they go in a November election, we will be ready. But because we're not sure of when they'll be going, we're making sure that we're ready, and so we want to have all this ready and done as early as we can, which would be by April. And of course, we'll find out. I think maybe a couple 3 weeks.
Actually, there is now a resolution that will be presented on November 3rd by 2 council members to move all charter amendments to November. Okay. And if that is the case, then we'll obviously shoot to participate in that. For the moment, and while that's still pending, then our objective is to be ready for any contingency. But if our preference is to have this in a November election with all other charter amendments, we don't want to do it in May if we can help it, because frankly the May election turnout is abysmal. We want it when the most number of folks can participate
in the presidential election.
In the presidential election, because again, we think this ought to be an election about democracy, and we think the most people that participate, the more democracy you have.